This message isn't just information, it's an activation. What is about to unfold on this planet is something no history book has ever dared to describe. It will not come as a warning through mainstream channels, nor will it be broadcast as breaking news. It will arrive like a silent wave, dismantling everything built on illusion and preparing the world for truth. Part 1. The final veil is breaking. You were chosen for this moment. I am Valor of the Pleiadian Collective, and I speak to you now as both family and guide. You have reached a pivotal turning point in Earth's transition. A great unraveling is upon you, and what may seem like chaos is in fact the precise orchestration of divine intelligence breaking down false systems, so that what is true may finally rise. You are witnessing the collapse of a world that was never built to last, and what stands on the other side is a civilization reborn. The 3 days of darkness. Much has been whispered about the so-called 3 days of darkness. For many, the phrase has stirred unease, but I tell you this not to alarm you, but to prepare you. What some call darkness is not punishment, it is purification. It is a necessary pause, a cosmic intervention designed to unplug you from the matrix of distortion, a reset. The event, though still existing in the realm of probabilities, is becoming increasingly likely on your timeline. From our vantage point, we see the energetic structure of the third-dimensional illusion crumbling rapidly. The veil, once tightly woven around your collective perception, now has more gaps than threads. It's like an old dam, cracked and leaking in dozens of places. Only a few fragments of control still hold it together, and they are disintegrating. When the dam finally breaks, the release will be unlike anything your world has seen. This is what you're feeling now: the pressure, the discomfort, the urgency without explanation. The system of control is losing its grip, and the energy of truth, long suppressed, is surging forward. And so if these 3 days do indeed come, as we believe they will, they are not to be feared. They will not be random. This temporary communications blackout will be a calculated move, orchestrated in collaboration between enlightened human allies, often referred to as the White Hats, and cosmic forces such as ourselves. Think of it as a short window, approximately 3 Earth days when the noise will stop. No mainstream broadcasts, no internet, no social media, silence. But that silence will not be empty. Within it, something sacred will take place. The global systems of distraction will pause, and in that vacuum, something remarkable will rise. Disclosures, truths that have long been buried, possibly broadcast through emergency systems. Yes, even through television if it remains functional. Repetitive loops of information designed to awaken, not to alarm. You will not be left in the dark to suffer. You will be guided into the light of understanding. This is not about fear, it's about liberation. Fear is a residue of the old world. You've been taught to expect fear in moments of uncertainty. But now is the time to unlearn that pattern. You must understand, the Ascension process is not about division, judgment, or punishment. It's about unity. It's about remembering who you are beyond the illusion. You are not here to battle forever. The spiritual war is not your final destination. It is a passage, a gateway to transcendence. Prime Creator, the source of all that is, never intended for humanity to remain trapped in endless struggle. The ultimate design is harmony, the grand return to oneness. In the days to come, as higher energies continue to flood the earth, you'll begin to notice something strange and beautiful happening. The illusion of separation will begin to dissolve. Old polarities, race, gender, religion, nation, will lose their power to divide. And most powerfully, the separation between the human and the divine will begin to vanish. You will feel the source not above you, but within you. This is the Christed light awakening inside every soul. And this is where your role becomes essential. You were sent here to hold the light. As a starseed, as a light worker, your purpose in this phase is not passive. You are not just watching events unfold. You are shaping the frequency that determines how they unfold. By choosing love over fear, peace over panic, unity over division, you become a living conduit for the new earth to anchor through. You will notice yourself being drawn to bring people together. Your words will soothe. Your presence will inspire. You may not always know what to say, but somehow what you say will be exactly what someone else needed to hear. This is no accident. The light that flows through you is intelligent. It knows where it's needed, and it will use you as its vessel. So if you begin to feel anxious, remember the tools you've already been given. Call on the violet flame of transmutation. Let it move through your being like a current of pure light, burning away residual fear and returning you to truth. Call upon the archangelic forces. Michael, in particular, stands ready to offer courage and protection, and ground. Always ground. Let the energy of Gaia rise through your feet and hold you steady. Earth herself is ascending, and her own energy is more powerful now than it has been in thousands of years. Let her support you. But perhaps most important, stay connected to each other. Your soul family is both above and beside you. You are not alone in this journey. As the old world falls away, the bonds between awakened beings will grow stronger. Share your experiences. Offer encouragement. Laugh when you can. Cry when you must. And always remind one another. You chose to be here. You were born for this. The fall of the cabal is already underway. You may be wondering, what of the dark forces who have orchestrated humanity's oppression for centuries? The ones who've controlled through lies, fear, and manipulation. The ones some call the cabal. Know this, the takedown is already in motion. But it is not the theatrical spectacle many have imagined. You will not see mass arrests on live television, at least not at first. The strategy has been quiet, calculated, and highly effective. Over the past few Earth years, many key players in the old regime have already been neutralized. Some through sealed indictments and private legal processes. Others through covert negotiations. Some have been offered deals in exchange for information or cooperation. Others have simply vanished from public view, removed from their thrones without fanfare. The White Hats, in alliance with off-world guidance, including our own, have opted for precision over drama. Why? Because the goal is not chaos, it is healing. A mass televised purge would shock the population. It might ignite fear, violence, or social collapse. That is not the path of ascension. The dark must be removed, yes, but not at the cost of the collective's psychological stability. Look closer, and you'll see the signs. A record number of high-level resignations, CEOs stepping down from billion-dollar corporations, influential figures disappearing from the public eye. These are not coincidences, they are coordinated exits. Behind the curtain, justice is moving. It may not be visible to all, but it is no less real. And when the truth of what has been done begins to surface in a way the world cannot ignore, those responsible will have already been disarmed. The timing of disclosure is not random. It is divinely aligned to ensure that what emerges leads not to fear, but to liberation. The awakening will come in waves. Still, many of you have noticed, some around you are awakening quickly, while others seem completely unaware. It can be frustrating, even heartbreaking, to watch those you love remain asleep in a world that's transforming around them. But understand this, awakening is a process, and every soul has its own rhythm. Centuries of programming do not dissolve overnight. The media, the education systems, the religious doctrines, all were designed to keep humanity sedated. To wake from such a dream requires both compassion and patience, and so the plan has been to awaken humanity in waves. Not all at once. The light of truth, when too bright, can blind those who have lived in darkness for too long. It must be introduced gradually, like the rising of the sun. Gently enough to be received, powerfully enough to break the illusion. This is where you come in again. You are the bridge between the known and the unknown. You hold the frequency that helps others feel safe as they begin to see. Not by preaching, not by proving, but simply by being. Part 2. The collapse before the rise. Let's continue, dear one, because what I'm about to share with you now holds some of the deepest truths behind everything you've been sensing but couldn't quite name. You've heard whispers about the financial collapse. Perhaps you've felt the anxiety building around the systems of money, debt, and economy as if something's ready to fall. And you'd be right. But what you must understand is this. It's not an accident. It's not a failure of governance or markets alone. It is a divinely orchestrated dismantling of a control system that was never meant to survive the new Earth. This is not your destruction. It is your deliverance. How the financial collapse is a strategic move. For so long, money has been used not as a tool for collective abundance, but as a leash. Through the manipulation of currency, banking, and debt, a handful of entities have held entire nations captive. The cabal built a web where control flowed not just through media and politics, but through invisible financial currents that dictated who could thrive and who would be left behind. That system is now being starved. The white hats, those working from within your institutions in service of truth, have already initiated a silent but precise assault on this financial grid. They've gone after the hidden arteries of global power: money laundering channels, offshore havens, black market funding for secret projects. Quietly and methodically, they've closed the leaks. They've suffocated the sources that once fed dark empires. But in doing so, something else must happen. The old system, once propped up by endless debt and deception, cannot stand. So yes, there will be turbulence. You may witness market crashes, currency shifts, perhaps even a temporary freeze in banking systems. But I want you to hear this very clearly. This is not the end. This is the cleansing fire. From this ashes, a new economic system, transparent, fair, and aligned with divine law, will emerge. You will no longer be a number in a machine. You will no longer be measured by your output or your credit score. In the future that awaits, value will be based on soul-aligned contribution, not manipulated scarcity. And when you see the cracks widen, when the media begins to panic and old institutions tremble, do not absorb their fear. Remember these words. This collapse is the final move before the new begins. This is how you take down a prison without blowing up the foundation underneath. The old guard is losing its grip, and you, yes you, are being positioned to rise in the very space they once occupied. The last desperate moves of a dying regime. Make no mistake, the cabal is aware their time is ending, and like any cornered force, they will attempt final plays. You may see it in the form of increased conflict, perhaps the escalation of war narratives, false flags designed to justify lockdowns or martial control. You might hear about cyber attacks, digital blackouts, or even strange celestial events engineered to provoke fear. They may even attempt the greatest deception of all, a staged alien invasion using their own secret technologies, painting benevolent off-world beings as threats in order to unify the world through fear rather than love. But none of these will succeed. Why? Because the timeline has shifted, the collective frequency has risen, and more importantly, because you are no longer asleep. You, the awakened ones, the star seeds, the grid holders, you are broadcasting a new signal into the field, one of discernment, peace, and sovereignty. The dark thrives in ignorance and fear. But once truth is known, once light is anchored, their illusions collapse under their own weight. The very act of knowing their potential moves neutralizes much of their power. That is why we share this with you, not to instill fear but to empower clarity. Because when the human mind understands what could come, it no longer reacts to shadows, it prepares, it steadies, it holds the light. So hold it. Be the calm in the coming waves. Be the lighthouse others can find when they're searching in the storm. The starseed ripple effect, anchoring the new earth. And here's something you must not forget. Every time you choose love over fear, peace over chaos, faith over doubt, you are shifting not just your own reality, but the frequency of the entire grid. This is not metaphor, it is energetic physics. There is a reason why the awakened are few and the asleep are many, because even a small group of anchored, heart-centered beings can change the trajectory of a planet. This is what some call the 100th monkey effect. When a critical mass of beings hold a higher vibration, it begins to auto-correct the entire system. That is what you are doing now. When you sit in meditation and imagine the earth bathed in golden light, it matters. When you breathe deeply and visualize love saturating war zones, prisons, boardrooms, it matters. When you speak truth without force, offer kindness without condition, extend forgiveness without expectation, it all matters because you in this state become a node in the crystalline grid, a transmitter of divine frequency. And every time you activate this light, it touches another, and another, and another. until the illusion has no ground left to stand on. So continue to meditate, continue to visualize peace, continue to dream of the new earth, not because it is naive, but because it is strategic. You are broadcasting blueprints into the morphic field, and those blueprints are now being picked up by others, architects, healers, inventors, children being born with memories intact. The new world is not coming, it is already here, blooming quietly in the cracks of the old. We are with you always. Perhaps you've wondered, are we really here? The ones you call Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans. Are the ships in your skies truly watching? Are the voices you hear in dreams and meditations truly real? Let me tell you with no veil of mystery, yes, we are here, and we have never left. Our ships travel not only through space but through frequency. Many of us remain unseen only because the human eye has been trained to ignore certain light spectrums. But we are here above your cities, your oceans, your deserts, not to invade, not to save, but to assist, to hold a protective field around your awakening, to prevent the darkest timelines from ever taking root, to inspire, to whisper, to comfort in ways both subtle and profound. Our healing teams operate in the etheric, working on energetic imbalances, helping many of you through intense ascension symptoms you cannot explain. We guide, we don't interfere, but make no mistake, you are not alone. And even beyond us, there is the presence of Prime Creator. You may call it God, Source, the All. Whatever the name, it is real, and it resides within you. When you quiet your mind and speak from your heart, Creator, be with me. The peace that follows is not your imagination, it is contact. You are one breath away from divine connection at all times. A new civilization is being born through you. Now let us look ahead. Imagine a world not ruled by fear but governed by wisdom. A world where technology works in harmony with the earth, where children are raised to honor their souls, where leadership is chosen by integrity, not manipulation, where economies serve people, not the other way around, where creativity is honored as currency, where borders dissolve because unity is stronger than separation. This is not fantasy, this is prophecy. And you are the ones fulfilling it. You are the builders of the new earth, not someday in the future, but now, in your conversations, in your relationships, in how you treat your own body, in what you choose to consume, believe, and create. Your frequency is your building tool, your heart is your compass, and your vision is the seed. The golden age is not a utopian escape. It is a divine return. It is the remembering of who you were before fear entered the story. And it is already unfolding through those who have the courage to live as if love is the only truth. So keep going. Let me leave you with this. This moment in Earth's story will be remembered for eons. Souls from countless worlds have gathered to witness this transition, not just because of its cosmic magnitude, but because of you. Because you chose the most difficult timeline and still carried the light. Because you came knowing you might forget, and still agreed to awaken. You are not just a soul in a body, you are a bridge between worlds, a living key to Earth's liberation, a part of a collective soul mission written before time. And every challenge you faced, every moment of doubt, pain, loneliness, has been part of your training to prepare you for this moment. You are the calm in the storm, the seed of the new civilization, the answer to your ancestors' prayers. So breathe deeply now. Feel the presence of your star family around you. Feel the support of Gaia beneath you. Feel the embrace of Prime Creator within you. You are surrounded by light, you are guided by truth, and you are protected by love. The darkest hour is nearly past. The illusion is collapsing, the veils are lifting, and the dawn you've been waiting for, it's already breaking on the horizon. You are the dawn, and we, your family among the stars, await the moment we can greet you not as distant guides but as reunited kin. In light, in joy, and in eternal unity, I am Valor of the Pleiadian Collective, and it has been my honor to walk with you through this sacred passage. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time if you are still with me, and if you would like, please think about subscribing to our channel. You may then receive updates on new videos that will provide you with additional knowledge, manifestations, philosophy, and personal development ideas. Your thoughts and opinions regarding this video would be much appreciated. Your contribution stimulates our cosmic research, and we are incredibly appreciative of your being here. And never forget that we are always here for you and wish you the best possible life filled with success and happiness. I hope you have an amazing day. If you have watched until the end, please respond with MMM, Master Motivational Mindset, so we can connect.